Good morning. Well, it's a Sunday. Man, I don't even remember the date. The 17th of November or something like that. Like next week is Thanksgiving. Anyway, or something like that. Next week, the week after. Anyway, yeah, I'm out here just gonna be working on the 1 ton. For those who don't remember, I know I did a small thing on this with the running issues on it and trying to see if we could get the thing started, and it clattered and banged and all that. But for those of you who didn't see that or don't know, it is a 2002 1-ton Chevy. Yeah, I got it for fairly cheap. It needs a lot of work. Blue, rust, and then missing a bunch of parts. The 6.0 motor in it was suspected to be blown up. I changed the oil in it and looked at a few things, and we put a battery in it and started it up. I made sure that the engine was free or whatever, but there was suspect of oil coming out of the side of the block by somebody else who had already done the same thing with the vehicle. I did not see the same thing happen. So we kind of just started tearing it apart. I made sure that all of the valve train was moving up and down, and that was kind of where it ended with this thing. Man, a long time ago now at this point. Seems like that was at the beginning of the summer, and well, it's now November, and now we're gonna start working on this. Yeah, I think that was May we moved this out here. I believe so. We worked on it a little bit, May or April. It might have been April. Anyway, worked on it for a little bit, didn't do a lot. Then it sat behind the Roadmaster the whole time the Roadmaster was out here. So I am just gonna come out here, we're gonna try a trick. I'm gonna show you what we're doing, but first thing we gotta do is we gotta get the 1 ton moved with that. So we're looking to, or I'm out here by myself. I'm going to hook a tow rope up, and I'm gonna at least get it to the edge of the concrete here, and then see if I can get it just bumped over a little bit over the concrete so we can get the front up. The plan is, I have another engine just in case this one is bad. If we can't use it, I'm going to try something to try and revive it. It is suspected that the pressure release valve at the top of the oil pan, or at the top of the filter in the oil pan, is open. All of these engines, the LS engines, have that release valve. They just wanted to make one oil pan, so all of them have it. So we are going to work at getting that loose. By doing a couple different things, and we will talk about that as we get to them. So first off, let's see what we can do to get this moved. Maybe things go wrong, maybe things don't go wrong, maybe it works, but the point is to get it moved out here so that we can do work on it to change the engine if need be. We are suspected to have snow next week and possibly the week after, so this winter is not going to be as mild, it sounds like, as last winter. But that way all I have to do is kind of shovel and remove maybe ice and stuff before I pull the engine, get the engine hoist out there and all that kind of stuff, so that we can, do the work, get this thing running. This engine was suspected to have a stuck valve. That's what I believe is going on. It's there's a oil pressure release valve at the top of the oil filter. I'm suspecting that is what's open. It doesn't have any oil pressure, but the thing still runs. It purrs, like it fires right up. So we're gonna try some old tricks to get that loose. First, we gotta get the oil filter off before we do any of that. But let's get this thing moved and see what happens. All right. tires, see if that helps get moved. Didn't seem to want to move when we moved the Roadmaster. We planned on moving it up here, and we couldn't even push it. So I'm guessing the tires are a little fat and it's sunk flat and it's sunk in. So we're going to try and put air in them and see what happens. It says it has 52 pounds of pressure. I wonder what they're supposed to do. Says 80 psi. I'm gonna put it up to 65 and see what happens. Leave the backs alone apparently. I can't get in there. And I can't see where the other one is. Oh, way back up there. Way back up there. So, yeah, I'm just going to leave it. They don't look flat anyway. Maybe this will help. Maybe it won't. We will see what happens. Yeah. Let's get to pulling on this thing and see if we can get it to move. Well, here, look what we got over here. A couple of 4th gens parked away in hibernation for the winter. You know, I have something for this one. We put some, I wish you could smell that. We put some, like Grandpa Gus's mouse repellent stuff in their bags. Smells like peppermint and cinnamon. Anyway, this here is, well, just like that one there, supposed to go on this one here. So we're gonna, you know, put it on there because I lost it somehow, and then didn't know where I'd put it, and ended up finding it on my nightstand, which is where a lot of stuff ends up actually. But there we go. Hood maybe needs a little bit of work, but it's better. All right, back to that big old pile of junk over here. Anyway, yeah, I hope it doesn't run over my new camera. Yes, I finally got a new camera, kind of like it. We'll see what happens. Haven't done any editing with this yet. It came with video software. But yeah, so I'm gonna take and pull on that a little bit. Oh, you know, I should put that other one in neutral, huh? Maybe I should put the one down in neutral. Yeah, probably, huh? Do 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 do. Okay, yeah, and see, it goes nowhere. So let's see what happens. Hopefully this is not like, you know, a huge mistake here. Pretty good. I'm gonna see, I don't want to go too far. We might have it out over there. So now the front tires are on the concrete, and I'm gonna disconnect the Cherokee and then see if I can't do a little bit more by hand to just kind of get it rocking back and forth and turn the wheel and get it to come around this way. Don't forget to take your knee banger out, because, you know, we all know how that feels, right? Whew. Feel like you broke your leg, but it's not flopping around. Yeah, not cool. Just saying. I think I'm gonna have to call in backup. I can start working on it right where it sits, and then before we leave today, we'll move it into position. My lovely wife isn't going to be out here for a couple of hours, so I can, make this work, I think. Yeah. Well, let's get back to putting it together. Look who showed up just in time. She's going to back up here. We're going to get the hitch on. We're going to pull. I'm going to jump in that thing and hit the brakes. And then hopefully we can get this thing moved onto the slab, and then she's going to go home. So anyway, that's good. Alrighty, just tighten her up slowly, or fast, I don't care, whatever, do whatever you want to do. Okay! Little more! Just a little bit! Little more! Okay! So after about, I don't know, an hour and a half? Something like that. This is what's left of the filter. I had to get problems getting this off before. It literally is like, looks like it was seized to it. I don't know. Looks like it's been glued on there. Either way, it's off. I'm gonna put a new one on, and then I'll show you what's next. So let me put the new filter on, and then we'll get to it. Well, as usual, I got distracted and forgot to turn the camera back on. So I am, yeah, the sun's a little bright right there. I am going to tell you where I'm at. I got 6 quarts of transmission fluid in the engine right now. Dex 3, pretty thick, solid stuff. People say that this will help clean out the engine. I don't know whether the knock will go away. I'm hoping this will help just cleaning it out, but let's go see what's going on, and yeah, see if it's gonna help at all. So it is still banging, but we're just gonna let it run and see what happens. It is missing, so I think I've messed something up in the ignition system, but that's fine, because if the banging doesn't go away, you know, it's not really going to matter if it's missing or not. I figure it's either going to blow up, or it's going to stop making noise, or it's just going to continue to make noise and do neither of those things. which means we're gonna be taking apart the top end, which is okay with me, and fixing whatever's wrong with it up there, and putting new lifters, I bet, in it is what I think. But we'll see what happens. Well, that is as up to temperature as it's going to get. It was at about 205 degrees or somewhere around in there, or 200 degrees. Still making noise. Sounds like a collapsed lifter or something like that. It's bad miss. Nothing leaking out of the bottom. I mean, you know. So I'm going to dump this transmission fluid and refill it back up with oil and start it back up, I guess, and see what happens. Well, I just dumped the transmission fluid out of there, and I didn't expect it to be like brown or anything like that, but didn't really look any different. I think it told us what we needed to know. I was expecting it to be warm, you know, the engine's 200 degrees right now. I realized it wasn't in there for a real long time, but you know, being that the oil goes through, you know, it should be in the cylinders and in the crank, you know, that's all areas that are going to have heat in them. And well, it was warm and cold, and then warm and cold is like layers of, you know, warm and cold. So it's a little bit to come out and it'd be warm, a little bit to come out and it'd be cold, and it was never hot. So yeah, I think I'm going to save the oil and another filter, and we're just going to pull this out, and hopefully that other engine runs better, and we can hopefully get this going within the next couple of weeks. I'd like to get it running. I don't know if we'll have it out. You know, I don't really have a reason to have it out right now, but I did think that getting it running and moving around so that I can figure out all the things that are wrong with it before we start just blasting it down the road. I realize that we did that with the Roadmaster, but it's not the same thing. This is going to be a tow vehicle, so I've got to be able to have this be reliable. So yeah, I just want to find out what's all wrong with it, and maybe it lasts, maybe it doesn't. Maybe we can rebuild this engine and replace it, you know. It kind of slows down our progression on the Crown Victoria. I don't know that I'm going to pull that in. We may pull it in for a little while and get the mounts done and all that kind of stuff, but then pull it back out so that we can start working on the Roadmaster again, you know. The Crown Vic is, you know, the next step, I think, after the Roadmaster, after we're done messing around with that, is the Crown Vic will be what we're going to be doing. I want to do a lot of body work to it, and I want to, you know, fully cage it and stuff like that. So anyway, rambling on, I'm going to put the drain plug back in and clean up and probably call it good for the night. Yeah, that's about it. And thanks for joining me again for a, you know what, not where we were hoping it to go, but told us what we needed to know, right? So next thing you should see is us doing an engine pull on this. All right, catch you next time.